1,000,000 frogs. Once, in a quiet little village, a farmer lived near a small pond. Life was peaceful, except for one thing. Every single night, the farmer heard an endless chorus of frogs croaking. The noise was deafening, and it seemed as though there were millions of frogs living in that pond. No matter how hard he tried, the farmer couldn't sleep through the racket. One morning, feeling utterly exhausted and frustrated, the farmer stormed into town. He made his way to a local restaurant and approached the owner. "Listen," he said, "I can sell you 1,000,000 frog legs. My pond is swarming with frogs, and they croak all night long. It's driving me insane." The restaurant owner raised an eyebrow in surprise. 1,000,000 frog legs? That's a lot of frogs, he exclaimed. "But if you really have that many, I'd love to buy them. People around here love frog legs." The two men struck a deal. The farmer would deliver 500 frogs to the restaurant each week for the next several weeks. The restaurant owner was excited. This would be a huge addition to his menu. The farmer was relieved. Not only would he get rid of the frogs that had been tormenting him, but he would make a decent profit too. First week, the farmer returned to the restaurant, looking embarrassed and sheepish. In his hands he carried a small box. "Here you go," he said quietly. The restaurant owner looked inside the box and frowned. "Is this some kind of joke? There are only 2 frogs in here. Where are the other 500? And what about the millions you talked about?" The farmer scratched his head and looked at the ground. "Well," he muttered, "it turns out I was mistaken. There were only these 2 frogs in the pond, but they sure were making a lot of noise." The restaurant owner burst into laughter, and the farmer smiled sheepishly. He had been fooled by the noise into believing his pond was overrun with frogs, when in truth it was just 2 small, scrawny creatures creating all that fuss. The lesson in this story is simple yet powerful. How often do we let something small and insignificant seem enormous and overwhelming? Just like the farmer believed he had millions of frogs, we too sometimes see our problems or worries as bigger than they really are. In the dark of the night, when fears and doubts creep in, our mind can make a little noise seem like a deafening roar. Next time someone criticizes you, makes fun of you, or tries to bring you down, remember this story. It's often just a couple of noisy frogs croaking loudly, but amounting to very little. Don't let small, insignificant things consume your peace or steal your confidence. And when you face challenges that seem insurmountable, take a step back, wait for the morning light, and you'll see the problem more clearly. More often than not, you'll realize it's not nearly as big as you thought. The noise may be loud, but sometimes it's just 2 little frogs in a pond. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't let the noisy frogs disturb your sleep.